Photographing weddings is an art and a responsibility. You're only going to get one chance to capture the moment, and there's no reshoots, there's no do-overs, so that's why I approach every wedding with a plan, a purpose, and the right gear. And in this video, I'm going to break down why I love shooting weddings, why I use the camera bodies that I do, and which 3 lenses I absolutely swear by to capture every single part of a wedding day. So let's dive in. For me, weddings are about storytelling. There's nothing quite like capturing those raw, real moments, the groom seeing his partner for the first time, the quiet moments between the couple, or that full-blown crazy dance floor energy. Every wedding is different, and that is what keeps me inspired. Now, if you're shooting weddings, using 2 camera bodies is an absolute must. I always use 2 camera bodies, and here's why. Firstly, backup. Gear can fail, batteries die, SD cards can corrupt, and if one camera stops working mid-ceremony or mid-insert any special moment, you're gonna want to have a second one ready to go. There are no do-overs on a first kiss. Secondly, efficiency. Weddings move fast, and I don't want to waste time swapping lenses, and instead, that's why I carry 2 cameras with 2 different lenses, and one is typically for a documentary photojournalistic style approach, and the other one is for tight storytelling or portrait moments or details, anything like that. So this lets me cover everything without missing a beat. The way I do that is by using this harness, this dual camera harness from Clever Supply Co. And if you ever are wearing one of these at a wedding, it is quite the conversation starter. Everyone thinks that you look really cool. And so aside from looking cool, this thing serves a really practical purpose. It has Peak Design integration on the hooks here. And so right now, I would normally I would have a Peak Design plate on the bottom here with a little anchor, but I have it on the side for this strap, which I'll get to in a second. I have my 2 cameras just dangling down at my side, so I can pick one up, and this is gonna have the more photojournalistic lens, which I'll get to talking about in a second. And then I can take the other camera, which is actually recording this video, and have my more tighter shots with my more telephoto lens over here. So super easy on a wedding day to just have both of these. And bonus, I also have a short strap that I wear around my neck, and this is where my film camera sits throughout the day. So I do shoot a little bit of film on a wedding day, and if you're curious about that, let me know down in the comments on how I balance the film and digital on a wedding day. But for the sake of this and just keeping things simple with a 2 camera, 3 lens setup, that's what we're covering today in this video. So I will leave a link down to this camera strap in the description. Part of the reason why I use these different lenses, having a wide range of lenses in my arsenal and focal lengths, so that I can capture the day as organically as possible. I really lean into photojournalism when I'm documenting a wedding. I want to document weddings in a way that feels more natural and immersive. And having 2 cameras means that I can switch instantly between those perspectives to tell a more complete story of the day. Okay, let's have some fun. Let's actually talk about these lenses now. So this is my kit that I'm using going into 2025. These are going to be the 3 lenses that I bring with me to every wedding that I'm photographing. And we're going to start right in the middle with the Sigma 24-70 f2.8. This is my workhorse lens. It's versatile, it's sharp, and it's perfect for everything from wide ceremony shots to then those close-up details. And if I could honestly only bring one lens with me, it would be this lens. Really, really love this. Like I said, I use it all the time. This is an incredible lens, and if you're going to get one lens, it should be this one. This is the Sigma f2.8 24-70. Next up, this is my newest purchase, and I believe that this just came out last year, which is the Sirui Aurora 85mm f1.4. An absolutely beautiful lens. I have not been able to use it a whole lot yet. I just picked this up, and it just came in the mail like a week or 2 ago. So the photos that you're going to see on the screen as I'm talking about this are actually photos that I've shot on comparable lenses on different systems. Sometimes I've rented a longer lens, sometimes I've used my medium format. Fujifilm camera. So I'm going to be showing you those images because those are the types of images that I'm going to be using this Aurora 85mm f1.4 throughout the year. So when I want that dreamy cinematic portrait, this is going to be the go-to. The depth, the compression, it just makes everything look magical. And this is what I'm also going to use for those couples portraits and moments where I want to get a little bit more separation from the background, because this does stop down to 1.4. That just sounds so good. Little ASMR moment. So that is the Aurora 85mm f1.4 portraits, dreamy detail shots, getting a little bit more reach across a room. This is going to be my go-to lens for that. Next up, we have my secret weapon for cocktail hour and the dance floor. It is small, it's lightweight, and it doesn't intimidate the guests. This is the Sony f2.5 40mm. Love this lens so much. It's a G lens, not a G Master, but it is super, super compact. I mean, look at that compared to the Sigma 24-70. It's really, really small, right? So this means that I can get close to people without them feeling like there's a camera in their face. I also pair this with an off-camera flash, which I'll show you in a second. This helps me create those editorial paparazzi style looks, and makes the dance floor shots feel really electric and full of energy, whether they are or not, which I'll get to in the flash section, which is just going to be a quick little bonus. So quick question for you. What lenses or flash or anything do you use on a wedding day? Let me know down in the comments, and how does it work for you? Okay, now I'm going to show you what this setup looks like, and how I do the off-camera flash, which is actually still technically on camera, but it's just kind of off to the side. And so that, again, that's why I really like to use the 40mm, because like, look at this. It's so small. It's not that intimidating. It's just, we're out having fun. Can't really pass for a point and shoot. It still looks like a professional camera, but it is definitely less intimidating for guests, and it's easier to get kind of closer to people and up in people's face without them being annoyed, right? Okay, so let's not break this down, let's build it up and show you what it looks like. So we have the Sony a7 IV, which is what I use to shoot weddings on. We have the 40mm, and now this is also from Clever Supply Co. This is just a little wrist strap that I really, really love. So that goes on to the side here. And then we're going to take this cord and this flash and put them onto the camera. Now, a question you might be asking is, Asher, why don't you just get a wireless flash with a trigger and just hold that, you know, off camera or put it up on a shelf? And I could do that, but this was really cheap, and all I needed to do was just get this attachment cord. And I think it was like $10 or $15, and I could still use my flash that I already had, right? Okay, so let's set this up. I have no idea what these exposures are going to look like, but we will have some fun. Okay, so when I'm out on the dance floor, this is what the setup looks like. I'm also using this during cocktail hour as well. Oh, low battery. It's not going to work, but I'll show you photos of it. So basically, I'm like walking through the cocktail hour, and I'll come up and I'll just be like this, right? So I'll hold the camera here. My head's kind of in the middle, so they have somewhere to look. And then I fire this flash off. And what that's going to do is, instead of the flash being on the camera like this, which is going to create like a flat, direct style look onto the subject, what this is going to do is it's going to bring that flash off to the side a little bit, and it's going to give you a little bit more of that editorial kind of paparazzi sort of vibe, a little bit of that red carpet kind of vibe, which I really, really enjoy right now. So this is just super fun. It looks fun, looks kind of old school, and that's why I love it. So this is my off-camera flash and tiny little lens. Bonus, actually, on why this lens is so great is because of how lightweight it is. If I were to try to do the same thing with a 50mm lens or with the Sigma 24-70, which I've done before, it just is so heavy on my wrist. I'm exhausted by the end of the day. So that's why I really like using this setup, because it's really lightweight, easy to use, all that good stuff. So love it, love it, love it, love it. So good. I'm just realizing that I've recorded this entire video without lighting this candle, and it's just gonna stay unlit. Whoops. Okay, now what? Okay, let's reset here a little bit. Okay, so at the end of the day, the best wedding photographers aren't just gonna rely on good gear, they know how to use it. So each one of these that I showed you today, you don't need, but I want you to get to know the gear that you do have. And if this inspired you to want to pick up one of these or add to your workflow or to test it out, then I highly recommend that you do so, but you definitely don't need to, right? Like I said, wedding photographers don't need the best gear, but they do need to know how to use the gear that they have. And so for me, having 2 cameras and these lenses lets me shoot efficiently and gives me a backup in case something goes wrong. Choosing the right lenses means that you're ready for any moment, whether it's the first look, the vows, or the wild energy at the reception. And yeah, so that's why I am using all these 3 lenses this year. And if you want to see more content like this, then make sure to subscribe. This is a relatively new channel, and I'm really excited to be bringing you a lot of more energy and content this year. So subscribe so you don't miss out on those future videos, and I will see you right back here in the next one.